Hi, everybody. It's Josh with Talk About Trek. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Warp Tuesday, your number one source for all of the Star Trek news and information and whatever that I feel like talking about on this glorious Tuesday that we have here today. So, you know, to be perfectly honest, not a lot of Trek related news to go through, but we do have some things to show you that we neglected to last time. Now, on our last visit to Federation headquarters, we picked up three, pretty fun things. We'll start. Tell you what, let's go in the order of kind of the newest to the oldest. I think that'll be the way to go. And again, Federation headquarters, located in Sandusky, Ohio, is the headquarters of the International Federation of Trekkers, a charitable organization. And you can go there, you can buy Star Trek and other sci-fi related merch, and in doing so, support a wonderful cause. So one of the things that I picked up, which I'm a big fan of these. These are made by Hero Collector. These button sets, and this is the Picard Season 1 button set there. So you've got Seven, Elnor, who is that? Soji? Daj? I need to watch Season 1 again. Anyway, Picard, Rafi, that Doctor. Man, my memory totally fails me. And this guy, Rios. Yes, Rios. Man, what was that doctor's name? Oh, I'm terrible. Anyway, the Picard Season 1 set, I called him Picard again, by Hero Collector. I love these because I'm not going to leave it on this thing here. I actually take these and I can stick them directly into my bookshelf over here. Maybe I can point out. Oh, there was a preview of the next one, or the last one. Look, there's one sticking right there. But anyway, they make great little kind of decorations to stick into the bookshelf over there. So we'll find a nice row for the Picard Season 1 Hero Collector pins over there, and they'll kind of jazz that up. They had a whole bunch of new... I hate that light. That light is too much. Okay. Of the Hallmark stuff. And I need to get a dedicated... maybe not like a tree, but like a strand out here so I can have all these lit up. But we got this one, which was Locutus of Borg and the Queen, the Borg Queen there. And unfortunately, I cannot show you what it looks like lit up. All my Christmas stuff is tucked away in the attic, and that's where it will remain until we need it. But that was really cool. And then finally, dang that light corner. There we go. We've got this. And this has been there for a while. And never picked it up. I didn't look into it too much either, to be honest with you. It is from 1992. Far pick. Hamilton. Authorized user. It's a Hamilton authorized user. Anyway, this very nice Counselor Troy here came with this base. And this nice stand for her as well. So I can add that back to the shelf back behind me here, which is due for a major dusting and overhaul. So when we do that, that's when we're going to get her up there and she'll go on the shelf there. So now, those were the three last minute things, or the last things we picked up at the Federation headquarters. So that catches you guys all up to date on all of that. Next, there is some small bit of Star Trek news that we can go over here. Let's flip over to TrekMovie.com, your source for everything new in Trek. I prefer this site to the official Star Trek site just because it's less clunky. Seems like you get more information, while the official Star Trek site's got it's got too much going on. Anyway, Jonathan Frakes' surprise Strange New World Star Trek spoof was controversial. I didn't realize it was controversial. I guess I don't follow a lot of the, maybe the drama channels or anything like that. So I thought the episode was fun. I particularly enjoyed like the costumes and stuff. Again, that's an ongoing theme with Strange New Worlds. It's like a I don't know. It's just like fantastic what they do in that costume department. Preview of next Thursday's episode, which we will not look at, but this was very fun, and I did not notice this on my first viewing. So the sixth episode, the Salat who ate its own tail, um, who ate its tail, featured a fun little what do you call it, crossover, I guess, Easter egg crossover, when the Enterprise was inside of the scavenger ship. If you look closely on the scene where they're kind of coming in and zooming into the bridge, you can see right there, there is the TARDIS. The Doctor is doing something. He's helping out somehow, some way in this. So, I don't know. I think that's cool. I love the little Easter eggs and things like that. And I think the whole scavenger ship idea was very cool too. But this is not a Strange New Worlds review stream. We're just kind of, like I said, we're going to brush over the news. Simon Pegg developed a Star Trek spin-off movie about Jayla. It seems like something that would not really fly, to be honest with you. Wanted Archer's dog. Well, of course he would want Archer's dog and beyond. So we only need to click that. Well, this is nice. Star Trek Lower Decks wins 2 Hugo Awards. The first franchise wins since the TNG finale. So, dang, that's pretty good. So they won Best Presentation Short Form for the new Next Generation. Very good. Congratulations to them for that. Absolutely deserved. Lower Decks really captured a lot of what I loved about Star. It's because Lower Decks is almost like a fan-made show for the fans of that era. That TNG, Voyager, Deep Space Nine era. So it was always a wonderful thing, right? So let me see. Anything else we want to talk about? New XO6 toy coming out for those of you who want to spend many hundreds of dollars on a toy. They're beautiful toys, but man, I can't justify the cost. I'll stick with the old ones that I can find at a flea market for much cheaper. And look, Star Trek coming to Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con. So this is, I guess, our next news drop that we're going to be looking at, right? This will be, let me see, October 11th, Star Trek Universe panel from Paramount. So we'll have information on Strange New World, Starfleet Academy, plus exciting reveals and surprises. So we'll see. Maybe a new announcement coming up in October, or maybe just a big tease to get people to tune in. More than likely, I would say that's the case, right? So anyway, in finale, what we're going to do is do a little bit of... My book is not here. Anyway, I was going to show you my book. I'm currently finishing up Q Squared. Now listen, I did not plan my Peter David book trek in this way, but it seems like I did save kind of like the best for last, right? Q Squared has been... Come down here. Q Squared has been a fun ride. I've always loved a what-if story, right? The Marvel What If comics were always a big draw for me. And any kind of alternate universe stories, they were always like the funnest for me. And this hits that. This scratches that itch perfectly. So Q Squared has been fantastic. But when I'm done with Q Squared, it is going to be the finale. I'm looking for it. It's probably inside. The finale to the summer of Peter David, the book trek of Peter David. And then we need to know where we're going to go from here, What do we do next? It's been I've had this list for this summer, and we've been able to read that, and that. But, what's next? Where do we go from here? Do we take a Star Trek break, right? Where we are probably due for one of those soon, too. So, anyway, what I'm asking is suggestions, possibly. If there's something that you love, you would like to see me read and talk about, let me know. If there's just something that you think is a really great book and I should check out, let me know that as well. I'm going to be finishing up the Peter David book trek, and then also very cool, didn't plan this, but as that comes to an end, so comes to an end my own little book journal that I've been doing over these past 5 years or so. So I'm deciding if I should do an index in this, right? So that if I want to find a book, I can look in the back, and then I can go to the page and I can find it. And I think I might do that. It sounds very, very nerdy, but very fun, just to have my own little handwritten index here in the back of my little handwritten journal, which probably, most likely no one will ever read besides me. But, it's just fun that I've done it, and, I have this to go back upon, kind of this history of all the things I've read, and, my life over the past 5 years, so very interesting. So anyway, book suggestions, and let me know what else you guys would like to hear me talk about if you know of any other, Star Trek news. That's all for now. We're going to go ahead and end it here, and we will be back hopefully within the next day or so to do a nice long talk about Q squared, and then see where we're going to go from there. As always, my friends, live long and prosper. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.